Welcome back to the garage. Hey, we got to make the part now. We got our tire and our rim back. We measured across there. We got to cut a piece of this 4x4 angle off, cutting it off at 9.5 inches because it fits across the face of the tire. So let's get her marked. Let's see how the sawzall works here. That way. All right, got her marked. Gotta find my batteries. All right, got some longer ones if we get in trouble here. Well, there we go, got a piece cut off. We'll deburr this a little bit before we take it in, but let's go get it to the tire. Let's get it marked. All right, a little deburring before we go over the tire. So we're going to scratch up our new paint on our wheel if we're not careful. So, a little flapper wheel action. Now, easiest way to mark this, we'll go flip the tire up and just draw some circles. All right, here's the tire. Stand this sucker up. You can see what we got here for the hole. So what we're going to do is figure out how to hold this behind it across two holes. You can see we can kind of center that like that. It's like that, center that. See, we got a little bit there, a little bit there. Right there, that's pretty good. I'm just going to do this. Oh, move it. All right. Well, there you go. We got her marked. So the next thing we're going to do is drill these holes. We'll have to transfer them to the other side with a small drill, and we'll drill them from the other side. But that's what we're going to do. Go down and drill this embasement. All right, we got our setup for our angle iron. We're going to drill a couple of pilot holes. All right, so we got this handy cheat sheet. You can look at it and see 9/16, 12, 31/64. 31/64 drill. Like for us, we got this whole assortment. 31/64 is right here. All right, you can tap the holes. Little lube. Got a four flute tap, so it should help it start straight. Always back off a little like that, turn a little, back off a little to break the chip. Once you get it going, you can see I got through pretty easy. Okay, stay tuned here because we're going to go to the hardware store. We're going to get some bolts to put through here with some nuts so we can bolt this on the tire. We've also got to get our bar through here, which means we got to cut another slot in here. So we can put it on the 2x2 bar. We're also going to cut this off so we get it ready to weld, figure out where it is. We'll get this all on the RV to figure out the height probably. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Don't miss it. All right, so we got this piece on here, so it fits the tire. The next thing we're going to do is figure out how to weld this bar in here, like that. See this bolt here? This bolt hole has to be about 1 inch below the tire. So we're going to push it up like this, about there. All right, so you can see about where that is. All right, see where that is? All right. So we got room to turn our wrenches, all right? So now we're going to mark this part here with a line so we can go line it all up. We're going to draw this with a line here, all right? And this way we can go flip that in a bench vise and figure out where to grind it. The other thing is we don't want this too much above the tires, so we're going to make a line here. That's where we're going to cut that off, all right? So we'll cut that off there, and we'll grind this up to get it ready for welding. It's real important to make sure that these bolt holes here are with this side, because if we put it sideways, then the tires turn the wrong way on the RV. All right, so first thing we got to do is mark this thing where we got to clean it, grind it to weld it and everything. We made our line here. We're going to clamp it with a clamp, and then we'll be able to move it around. Oh, that's backwards, ain't it? Gotta watch out. We have to put it in backwards. Goes this way. Goes this way. Gotta watch for that alignment. So after we got that tight, what to do is mark all the parts here where we're going to weld, so we get them all cleaned up. We want to be sure that we have everywhere clean where we're going to weld. We're going to clean that up with a grinder. So we'll clean that up, get that ready to weld, and then we'll get this thing also cut off. Just so we know, we're going to make sure this is top. And what we're going to do is we're going to make an A here, A here, A here. So we know which way to weld it when we weld it. Because we don't want to mess that up later. So we're going to take a break here, do some grinding. You've all seen that, so we'll skip over it and we'll cut that off. You've seen that too. We'll skip over it. Hey, welcome back out to the garage. Hey, it's cold, but we're going to weld. So we'll generate some heat out here. We are going to MIG weld this because we got thin material, thicker material, and we're not the best stick welder. We can't blow any holes in this, or our slide mechanism won't work. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get set up. We'll get our specs on for up close and see. We are low on gas, so we'll see how far we get. Here we go. watch all the welding, but we're going to come in and weld this. We're going to weld up this way. Then we're going to turn it over and get this other side. So stay tuned. All right, we had enough gas. We got some good welds down in there. Got it welded around the other side. Got it welded down here. We'll clean it up some. Our next step here is to weld this on. It falls in, so we're going to have to use some tape to hold it in place. Then we're going to build the other assembly that slides in and out. So stay tuned. All right, so we got this taped up here so we can weld and weld. We'll tack it on one side and we'll try to go around and see what happens here. See, it's the tape is burning. Figure that out in a minute. Getting very low on gas now. You can see I'm starting to have issues with the welder. This is the gas. All right, so the other thing we're adding to this is a pole that goes up and down. That's down here. I'll show it to you in a second. We've got to weld some pieces on it so it sits inside the rail nice. Then we have to grind them to fit the rail. But this will give us extra 3 foot of leverage to roll the tire up. So I think it'll help a lot. Set up a couple blocks on here to weld. We got them all clamped. We got them where they're squared up. So have to get this thing grounded and hope for the best here. Ground is on. Welder ready. There. Bifocals on. Okay. All right. So let's see. So 1/8" material. That kind of works. Let's go +1 of the material. Let's wire down a little. And the reason we did that is we got several pieces put together, so we switched to 3/16. Remember, we got to tack them on the pipe and weld them. So what we're going to do is weld, tack, tack, weld, tack, tack. Then we'll flip it over and we'll do weld, weld, tack, tack again. I'm just hoping that we got enough gas. Actually so low on gas, I'm getting all kinds of spatter now, but hey, we got it pretty good. We'll have to do some grinding on this to get it flattened out. Hopefully it all comes out in the wash here and it slides in our pole. All right, let's get the tire. All right, here's our tire. So go on like that. Now put this on, first thing you gotta do is get this nut and bolt off the back. Let this down. Jiggle on this, pull this out. That there. This comes down like this. This comes out for leverage on the tire. You bring your tire up this way. We're going to turn it so that we got the tape going to hit it. And you bring this up. One bolt is loose, so it comes out. The other one you lift up. And you don't lift your tire, you just kind of roll it into place here. All right. From there, put some washers in your nut. We're not going to put a lot. Not going to fully tighten the nut at this point because this is a test fit. So we're just going to put a stack of washers on there. Put our nut. All right, now you have to roll your tire so that the other bolt lines up with a hole. So you can look in there and you can kind of lift this. You get your bolt and hole lined up. You put your bolt in. There you go. Then we can put our nut on there. Normally it'd be washers, you tighten it all, but this is a test fit. Now, the next thing you're going to do, that's why we got this long pole on here, makes it easy to lift. Before you let the pole drop, you get your bolt in the hole. You can see we got a little bit of a fit issue here. There it is. Okay. I don't know if it's through or not. Can't see. There you go. Little wiggle. Get that through. Again, you won't put as many washers when we're done, but we're trying not to damage our nylocks till we're really going to use it. All right, got to put a cover on here yet. Do that after it's painted and assembled. You can see we retained our hitch, so we can still hook stuff up. I think it's going to be pretty damn good. Yeah, it's loose, but remember I got the tire loose. I got to shim that back and fix that. All right, don't forget, like and subscribe. Post notifications on. Don't miss these videos. How-to tips. Here's one. I have a spare on my RV. If you don't, and you get a flat, and you're in the middle of nowhere, be prepared to wait days. Catch you in the next video.